everyone. Oh my gosh. What an honor and a privilege to be here in the right room, right? We are in the right room, and that is just the best name for this. Eva, thank you for having me. Colby, Dylan, everybody. Oh yeah, I need the clicker. I want to just say this is a powerful, powerful day, and it's only just getting started. So I'm Sherri Johnson, and as my slides get up, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, born and raised. I've been in the business. Oh gosh, thank you for the Cleveland shout out. Yeah, I am not a Cleveland Browns fan, by the way, just so everybody knows. Nobody should be, right? That's a losing thing. Where are you from?
I graduated Orange High School.
Oh my gosh.
So,
5 minutes from me.
Hills.
I live in Sherwood Falls. So you know exactly where I'm at. Yeah. So I just started saying, I'm in my 29th year in real estate. And someone said I should just say I started in 1996, but they both sound bad. So I'm just going to say I've been doing this a long time, and I love it. And in my first month, my father said to me, self-made guy, my parents didn't go to college. They had a very successful commercial printing business. They started with $500. Neither went to college. They're just wildly successful people. And he said to me, you might not sell a house for 6 months. You might want to get another job. And I was like, that is not happening. In fact, I had a condo payment, a car payment, and I was 26 years old. I had a really high shopping habit, which I probably still have today. And I said, that's not happening. I am not asking him for money, and he probably wouldn't have given it to me anyway. And I just said, it's do or die. Like, I have to make money doing real estate. And I'm happy to tell you, I don't know if you lit a fire on purpose or not, but I had 5 sales my first month. And here's what I want to tell you. I'm not telling you to brag. I'm telling you that how this went down was one person in my sphere, Tim Kren. Thank God for Tim. I've known him like since 2nd grade. He bought a condo from me. Thank you, Tim. And the other 4 deals all came from one listing. My first listing that I got on opportunity time, that's floor time. You remember that term? Floor duty. And that one listing, I sold myself at an open house. They had a house to sell. I listed it and sold that. And then I picked up a buyer and sold them a house within the month, right? So I had 4 sales from one house. Who remembers how that used to look, right? Like you didn't want the sign to come down because you were going to keep selling houses off of this one listing. So very quickly I was like, this is how you do real estate. You list houses and you get more listings and sales from your house. So I'm all about selling in my coaching program 3 to 5 houses off of every one of your listings. I realized some of you got licensed 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and you're like, what is she talking about? They sell too quickly. There's still a strategy that you can still slow the marketing down and leverage that house for more listings. Anyway, I went on to my very first year at 27 sales, I think, and I was like, I'm going to be a national speaker, coach, and consultant. And I want to tell you, the reason I'm sharing that with you is that 20 years later, I did that, and I walked off the cliff, a single mom with 2 kids, 1,000% financially responsible for them. And you know what? Like, I wouldn't be standing here today. You have to do what you are telling yourself, and I can coach you, and coaching is great, and it's fabulous, but coaching isn't making you great. You're already great. Coaching brings out the greatness and the full potential you already have. You just aren't reaching it. So I did that, I ran Howard Hanna in Cleveland, Ohio. I had about 800 agents. After selling for 10 years, I was a top agent in our company of 3,000. I was in the top 25. And I didn't have a team. I started, didn't, whatever. I've done it all. But I can tell you that, and my sales we went from $500 million to about $2 billion in about 4 years in my division. And here's what I coached them all on the Goldmine Pipeline, which I'm about to share with you. Okay. So Colby said, who wants to double or triple your business and work less? We are going to add that part, right? Work less and make more. Hands up for that. Make $50,000 from one open house. Yes to that too, right? So all of this stuff happens. I started Sherri Johnson Coaching and Consulting in 2017. If anyone's from Berkshire Hathaway, I was a coach for them, or preferred coach for them, a lot of other brands for about 8 years. And it has been a ride, and it's been fun. It's been awesome. I did join EXP in December, and it's been amazing. And I love it, and I'm excited to say that out loud, actually, too. So that's kind of cool. This stuff inside. And so we have Sherri Johnson Academy. We coach teams, coach everybody. Teams, companies. I've spent, lots of hours in companies training their management teams or exec teams on how to help everyone just take it to the next level and operate at peak performance. So, if you want to connect with me, you can. The notepads in the middle that have my ridiculous picture on them, that is actually not a brochure. You can take notes in it. Michael's taking copious notes. I love it. Those are notes so that you can take notes. But as Brent Gove says, your notes should take notes from your notes later. And then here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down action items, right? Like, learning without implementation or action is a waste of time, right? We can't learn something. Oh, you're still here. I'm so excited. And so think about this. If I learn a bunch of stuff and I do nothing with it, like, what a waste, right? So action, I star something. I'm going to say to you, do this. Write it down, okay? And then what I expect you to do is actually execute on it. Like, execution is the answer. We have to stop getting ready to get ready. Who feels like we're getting ready to get ready? Yes. We're always doing. I would rather, and I'm speaking to a lot of, I've heard some new people here, a lot of top agents, but think about this. If you're plateaued, there's a reason for that, right? Your whole life, your body, like everyone in your family knows how you do 25 million, but you've been doing it for the last 5 straight years, right? So there's a way, just break through and change a few things in your business. I'm going to show you the system today called the Goldmine Pipeline. It's pretty amazing. I'm going to skip over this slide. I'll show it to you again before the end. But I have a podcast. This one just got retired. We're launching a brand new podcast. I call it the Sherri Johnson Show. And this one is called You Rock, a real estate podcast with Sherri Johnson. We've got about 320 episodes. This one is you can make $50,000 at your next open house from one open. Okay? So download the podcast. And then my new one is coming out. You know, if you're on my mailing list, you'll hear about that too. All right, so you have to say to yourself on a daily basis, like, did I make any money today, right? And I think what I want to do for you today is help you realize, like, the greatest thing about real estate is it's flexible, right? The worst thing about real estate is it's flexible. And so that does not help us when we're trying to be intentional and wildly intentional, whether you're doing 10 or 20 units now or 50 to 100 units or wherever you are in your business. How do you take that to the next level? Okay? That's what I want you to think about. You know, I know how hard it is to turn a lead and convert it and then keep that deal together. I know how it is. I get it. But today I'm going to share with you how you can leverage one listing and build a Goldmine pipeline. So I sat in my condo, right, after selling 5 houses the first month, and I was like, where are my next deals coming from? And if you wonder where your next deal's coming from, agents will say to me, I have 6 listings closing, or 6 sales, like I have 6 pendings and under contract. I'm like, that's awesome. Where are your next 6 coming from, right? So that up and down roller coaster ride that happens at every level, right, does not have to happen anymore. So the power of one listing, I do a whole course on this, but the truth is that these sales are not one and done. Please stop listing them. They sell you list them on a Monday, they sell by Wednesday or Thursday. You haven't leveraged that house, have you? Right? And if you aren't a listing agent, please become one. Your whole life will change, okay? Your whole life will change. You'll have more time. You will sell more. You'll always have buyers, right, B? You'll always have buyers if you have listings, okay? I'd love to keep talking about listings. Meanwhile, who has a listing appointment in the room right now? Raise your hand. You have a listing appointment in the next 7 to 10 days. Raise them up. Awesome. I love it. How many of you have a listing appointment in the next 7 to 10 days and you just don't know the address yet? Okay. So talk about this mindset. Like, you have to say, I'm going to list or sell a house this week. I just don't know the address. I mean, you wrote some goals down in January. You want to sell 60 houses? Okay. Do we know the addresses then? No. We want them to all be over 750 though. That's being strategic too, right? I mean, come on. Right? So, want to sell 3, write this down. Have a strategy to sell 3 to 5 houses from every listing. Stop just putting a sign up, slap it in the MLS and going on to the next deal, please, okay? Now, I always say this, like, sales may not be down, right? Your belief in you might be down. Let's do a little mindset check here. Where is your mindset? Because I can tell you everything to do, but you need to have a plan, okay? If you don't have a proper mindset, it's never going to happen. All right, so I'm going to skip over. This is obvious. I love this slide, scarcity versus abundant. Obviously, nobody wants to be scarcity. This would be where you say, there's enough for me, I'm going after it. There's enough for me and I'm going after it. Right now, okay? Because if you change your perspective, you will change your life. I want you to write down, what's another $100,000 do to your life? What's another $250,000 do to your life? I'm not talking about burning out either, by the way. I'm talking about doing it in a way where you have freedom, you have work-life balance, and you love life, right? I want you to think, what could I do if I made $500,000? We take people from $350,000 to $1 million in less than a year. So what would you do? What's your life look like? Veronica had us close our eyes. That's what I'm talking about, right? So let's talk about this Goldmine Pipeline. I'm going to give you the strategy to build a pipeline that will double or triple your business. By the way, regardless of whether you're a new agent or you've been in the business 40 years, or regardless of your current production. So depending if you're doing $2 million or $30 million or $200 million. We've taken teams from $150 million to $200 million, okay, by using Goldmine Pipeline. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are in your life cycle. Anybody ever lose a listing? Anybody ever lose an opportunity? See, I have this phrase, you're not going to like it. Opportunities aren't lost, they go to somebody else. They're going to buy or sell, people. Right? Are you going to stick with them long enough? There are coaches that tell you to dump people after they ghost you 3 times. I'm here to tell you it takes 5 contacts to get a yes, to get somebody to choose you, right? So we can't let, every lead is a good lead. Just meet them where they are, okay? The first re-engineering I have to do with you is to tell you that the roller coaster ride doesn't have to exist, right? You probably have 3 times what you're used to selling in the pipeline. Whether it's in units or whether it's in volume. It's so cool. So here's how this works. I sat in my condo and I was like, wow, how am I going to do this business? And I was like, I'm going to write down every single person I'm talking to about buying, every single person I'm talking to about potentially listing. Even if they are like a long shot, like even if they're like 3 years out, I'm putting them on this list. And I did. And I started this thing called the Advanced Business Planner, which later became the Goldmine Pipeline. Years ago in 2017, Homes.com had me as their national speaker, and they were like, what is this pipeline you speak of? And I was like, well, agents are sitting on a gold mine, and they don't realize how much potential business you have, right? And what happens is you have business, you just don't realize it. Wouldn't you all like to know that you're going to have a listing or a sale in August? In September, you're going to have 4 listings and 5 sales. Let's go all the way to December, right? Wouldn't you love to know that this system will give you that, but you just have to put it all down on paper. Here's what it looks like. You're going to list out every single one of your potential leads, and then you're going to add it up, okay? And when you add it up, you're going to feel like the rock star that you already are. You just didn't know you had it, okay? Add it up, fill out. This is the PDF version. I do have a version of it on Google Sheets, which is an Excel spreadsheet. It's really nice. So if you want that, just send me a text. What happens? You're going to realize that you have so much more business than you ever even knew, okay? I just had an agent, I'm going to skip across to these. I just had an agent, here's one, 45 million. So this agent normally does, you can't see it. She normally does $18 to $20 million a year. Her total combined pipeline of potential business was $54 million. And she said, I can make $1 million. I said, yes, you can, and you are. Stop saying maybe. Stop saying if. Say I am and I will, right? This is a true agent that we coach, okay? Just had another conversation with an agent down in Chesapeake in Virginia. She's normally a $3 million agent. She's $20 million on her pipeline, okay? You think she's pumped up? She is, big time. So all these slides I can send to you. Here's what I want you to know. You already have the business. You just don't realize it, okay? All those people who are 3 to 6 months out, let me tell you something. You get a listing appointment with someone who is 6 to 12 months out, 82% of the time, they are going to choose the first person that goes into the house. That's why I want you to get an appointment with those people, right? And sometimes don't they change their mind and we were going to be 6 months out, but now we just met with you, Michael, and now we want to list today, okay? So the last thing I'm going to give you is this QR code. You know, the follow-up, the fortune is in the follow-up, right? And people don't, you stay with people. 11 months later, they're going to pick you. Okay, it's been my experience. No doesn't always mean never. It just means not right now. right? Just embrace that. I tell people I work with you at either 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years, right? Doesn't matter. I'm not going anywhere, right? I'm going to work with you and build trust and build a relationship. Again, these slides have everything that you'll want. I will tell you, there it is, maybe. There it is. So if you would like to get a free 20-minute coaching call with me, scan that. Text me directly if you didn't scan this. I know that your success is contagious, okay? Fill out the Goldmine Pipeline, put everybody on there, add it up, send it to me if you want. You can actually do it and then have this call with me. And either Lee McGinnis, who's in the back, or myself will sit with you and talk to you and coach you to make this your best second half ever. Thanks for having me today. I'll see you guys. You rock. I'll see you soon. Thank you.